Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Welcome to my daily color. Today I am working on this moth. Also, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. I am doing my daily color, which is coloring for 45 minutes. So today's moth, I pulled this particular moth. It is called a Nature Path moth, and there were some different ones to choose from. I just thought that this would be a huge challenge because burgundy is like one of my least favorite colors, where purple and green are my favorite colors. So we're gonna see what I can do. It'll be a loose interpretation. Again, I am doing the Castle Arts Gold. I have pulled colors for the moth. I have also pulled a set of gold tones for this area right here. I believe I'm going to do the burgundy moth colors here for these mushrooms, and I have not pulled any greens. It might take me 2 days to get this done. We'll see how fast I go. So I am going to start with the center of the moth. My plan for this color is to use purples dark to light, as well as a blue glaze over the top to get that bluey, glowy purple color. I'm going to start with a dark. I am finding so far with these Castle Arts that my dipped end colors are actually quite dark for the most part compared to what I find the color of the pencil is. So hopefully I have gone dark enough for this. I did some quick mocking up of the plan here, trying not to overthink it. I am an overthinker, analysis paralysis person, which is why I'm doing this to begin with, to just help me kind of free my mind and be more nimble when it comes to coloring. I'm used to doing portraits that one little tiny image like of a robin can take me 8 hours. So this is to help me speed things up. Also give you guys input on these pencils that I am going through as I use them, talking through my process and my way of thinking. As you can see, I'm doing each segment. There are areas that I have envisioned that I won't necessarily color within each segment, doing a sort of a blended look. But for the body here, that is my plan to... So now in this second section, so I did each of these 3 pieces as separate pieces, but now this next section, I am going to go in and do this whole abdomen with a dark to light. This being my darkest one. It might be that when I come back in, I might want to come into these darker areas with, there's a really pretty black called Mars Black. It actually seems to have a burgundy tone, and since this part of the moth is absolutely supposed to be a bluey purple, I think what I'm going to do while I'm coloring here is when I do the overlay, I can take that moth photo and I will add it to one of the corners. I hope I remember that I committed to that when I do my processing, so that you guys can kind of see the colors that I chose to try to replicate this particular moth. So again, my plan, I'm leaving this somewhat sketchy. I need a little bit of the tooth to do the glaze of the blue over the top. Colors, I haven't even told you the colors. So my darks to light is, some of the colors are they're named very strange. So we have Mauve 093, I have Purple Lake 091, and Cornflower Blue 092. And then my blue glaze color is called Primary Blue, and it is 098. I'm not really even sure if these are quote unquote a layering pencil or a smooshing blending pencil. I am using light layers. Again, I want some tooth for this blue to be able to stick to. And see the areas down here that are very light? There's very little color on those areas. So I'm hoping that by doing this little glazing technique that I'll get this nice sheen of blue that I am after. And so far, my plan is working. I am not seeing my camera change focus. My knuckle is not in the way. I have centered the image, which was the suggestion. I'm sorry I don't have your name. I do appreciate your comment and suggestion. It is very helpful as I figure all this out. I have a long history of doing videos, but never in a recliner in this position. I have always done my card making videos sitting at a desk that's super messy with stuff all around, doing a lot of cutting and cropping and coloring and just all those things. So that is my representation. I'm gonna go back through now and go over the top in the darkest area. I am now, instead of doing lines, I'm sort of going into circles, little tiny circles, with the intent of filling in the tooth and brightening back up, or making back purple, I guess, where I went over. I don't want all of it to be blue, so I'm getting back. I would call the purple, this purple, a shadow tone. And I think that that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go to the middle purple, and I don't think there's any room in these three segments for any more purple. I think I'll leave that as is, but I will come down here and try to smooth this out. I see a little tooth left, so I'm gonna be filling it all in. And that is now starting to look like what I am after, a more smooth, even look. I have one more tone, this lighter purple. I saw a crumb, but it blew off really easily. All right, so there is our pretty purpley. So I am at this point starting back with the dark. I want the contrast with this lower part of the abdomen, so I will go all along with this darkest color that is the cornflower blue. I will put all of the colors today that I use in the description for you. I don't put the names, I just put the numbers. But I do try to group the pencils for the area that I am coloring. So I'm going to be doing some fun stuff with these inner portions. I might, as I said, that this Mars black that goes with the burgundy part of The moth, I think I'll come back in and darken some of these darks, make them super dark. Make sure I'm using the middle one. So the middle color is Purple Lake, and I'm going to extend that down, and I'm going to leave some tooth for our blue. And then this part is all going to be the purple with the blue glaze. For some of the lighter areas, I will bring it back up right now here. You know, I suppose I could leave it sitting here if it's not too distracting for you guys. All right. So there is some hot pinks in here, and there's also this pink mixed with blue. I am going to replicate that in this section. That's what's coming up next. Just so you guys know with our plan. I don't even know how long I was coloring before the knock on the door. So we will see how far I get before I start feeling like, oh, I feel like I've gone too long. All right, so I have a nice dark to light. So it's 088 cobalt purple, 29 purple, and 30 purple light. And then again, I will be mixing in my primary blue 098. I'm going to actually set that here beside me because I am going to start out with my darkest purple. And again, I already have a really dark color to be able to come in here and sharpen all these lines up. Yeah, this isn't a super dark. And then I have purple, and it's even a little bit lighter. They're very close. I could probably skip this middle one. And let's get this side going. And I notice this is creeping down. It's the weight of the camera here, or the phone. I'm trying to... Maybe I won't have to put the image on if I can leave that there. I have not seen my camera do anything weird today. So thank you again for the input. Again, I don't have your name and my phone is busy filming, so I can't go look you up. Your input is much appreciated. So there is a third segment here to work on. So this is just like the framing in. And then I'm going to come in with the blue. My clipboard, this clipboard is actually too big for filming. It is possible I need to get one that is as wide so that this book can be wide open, but not as tall. All right, so this is my transition that I envisioned, which mimics, you got shine on there. Let's see if we can get rid of that for the moment so we can see our moth. So here I'm doing the pink and blue mix. And now, I'm sorry that I have to have, yeah, see, you don't want to look at the bottom. And since oh, colorful moth, okay, well that works. That puts him at the lower end. All these technical gadgets. Okay, so I am working on the blue purpley pink transition on the way out to the maroon. So now I have the variety of colors here. This was the middle purple light. Oh, is this the lightest one? I think I am using the lightest one. Got it. Okay. All right, I need dark, and then I need to come over with some more of that beautiful blue. And then we have the 3 circles. I haven't done anything with these small sections yet. All right, let's get in here with this blue. So there's a little dent in the paper there. It's probably from me. Okay, that is good on that side. I'm going to sharpen this a little bit more. Getting a couple of crumbs with the blue. So are you seeing the darker purple come out because of the blue with the magenta? And that's what I am seeing peeking through on the part that you can't see, right in here. All right, so let's get a little bit of dark going. I do not know whether having this way is good because of the light. But like I said, I only get one take. So again, I hope that you guys are patient with my growing pains. We all have to start somewhere. And I do want to know your thoughts, any comments that you have about what I am doing. And if I am missing giving you guys some input about coloring, let me know. I'm happy to share my thoughts. All right, so for now, I'm going to leave that. I still see I could darken things up, but oops, I forgot to do this. I can do that on my own time. I am moving now into the burgundy areas. So over here, we've got some burgundies going to a really deep. Like I said, burgundy is not my favorite color. And I am just embracing this inspiration. I have actually 6 burgundies from dark to light. I'm going to get rid of this picture now because it makes the book too heavy. And I'm going to share, here is the Mars Black. So this black is the one I will do some quick darkening that I want to do. I just see that I want a nice deep shadow there on both sides. And I really want to go dark here. That's what I'm talking about. And I do have my brush here for these crumbs. As far as these little shapes, I think I'm going to leave them for now. So that was Mars Black, and that one I'm going to use for darkening. I really like that. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, aubergine, and mahogany, 199 and 028 are the ones I'm going to start with. And the mahogany is going to be up in this section, and I'm going to color these 4 little fanned areas as a single area. Keeping them quite dark. And then this is again mahogany. You can see that it has a little more red in it. It's not quite as dark. And then I do have 2 lighter ones, cherry and spice red. And then I have to set all of my purples far away now. I don't think we have any more blue to do. Setting down the 2 darkest. And cherry is the darker of the 2. I'm actually going to start cherry down here. I am going to do a little bit of blue along here that I have, is why I left it. I'm still working those 4 little sections I worked as a single section. I have the lightest color that I'm saving these tips for. There was some faded coloring as it transitioned out to this burgundy. So I'm going to do my own interpretation of that. I'm going to switch. Got these in the color order here. Again, I'm just doing a light layer of spice red because then the lightest color that I have is pretty light. And it is Pink Bloom 186. It is not sharp enough because I want to go right in to this little end part, and then I'm doing a glaze or a burnish, coloring in the tooth back here with the mix of those darks and this pink bloom. And then I'm going over, might have to go do a little back and forth here with the spice red. Yeah, these are blending together quite nicely. Like I've done no color combos. I'm trying to break away from my analysis part of my brain that wants to see how they work before I use them, and this is like totally against the grain. So we're gonna come back in, though I'm really liking this, but we're gonna darken it up a little bit with spice red that I have in my hand. I will be coloring the other half of this on my own time so that we can keep moving forward in the book. It still might take 2 days. To get this page done. I'm gonna softly go in here. Like that. Okay, do the same thing over here. Everybody's all melty soft together, mixing beautifully. These are a very nice feeling pencil. I think I officially own all of the Castle Art pencils now. The only color set I did not own was the pastel tints, which I did get. I can't remember, over the holidays they had a sale and I couldn't say no. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to get in here the little strip of blue, and this strip of blue extends all the way to the edge. Here's that. Okay, so now I am going to introduce my neutral, which is almond, and I am getting that color from all of the neutrals that you see. Oh, except it went dark on me. Look at that. Okay, there you go. So you can see these tan colors, and there's even some black tips. Those I'm going to use Mars Black because they're really not black. They're like a really dark burgundy. And I'm going to come in here and change the tone on all these little bits from the paper color to almond. And I think that there'll be a bigger impact with this almond when you have it all colored in. I could leave it neutral colored. I think in here I'm going to do something a little different, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. And then I wanted this all to be almond. There's even some more blending that can happen right there. That I'm sitting a little bit far away, so I can't quite see all that. Okay, now we have the outermost color, and I am starting with the darkest, not the Mars Black, but the Aubergine 028, and I am just going to come in here we've got some color things happening, and I'm not sure what I want to do there. So I am going to without the phone I can move it over more. The second phone. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with the big circles. You know, moths have that big, kind of looks like an eyeball. It gives them an imposing predatorial look to them. So I'm going to do something like that with it. Yeah, this is a really nice feeling pencil. I'm gonna say on this paper, I struggled a little bit with the soft touches trying to do the blending between the colors. It was in the big flower, the light to dark. I mentioned that it was a challenge for me to work with. And yet, ironically, I enjoyed using the blender pencil that I picked. You know what? I didn't do the other side. I should probably keep things even. And I'm going to set this up. I'm going to head right back here. And I need the middle color. Okay. Next, back to Cherry 027. Starting to get pretty kind of soft. It can transitions as you get more of the pigment. Down on the paper, and the tooth kind of melts away. The feeling of the pencils changes from a drag to kind of a slick, soft, buttery feel. Okay, so that's those three. I need my pink. Again, it is Pink Bloom 186. And let's get into here. This side has had more work done. Let's just see what happens. Nice. Okay, gonna come over here. Now this over here is much lighter, and so it is possible that I will want to come over with some more color first. Kind of get some blending right here at the edge as the transition to the very light color happens. I want to go back and get, I believe I want this one. I want more Spice Red. Spice Red 25. Let's go back over here. All right, so I want some darker. This is mahogany. $1.99. Okay, so that's what I'm working with right now, and I want to do the spice up here. And I'm gonna sneak in this pink here. I might have to lighten that up more. All right, so far so good. And I think I want to work on the eye, the fake eye. Okay, so the very most important thing here is for me to fill this with almond. I'm going to grab our Mars Black. Which is a lovely deep burgundy black. That's an interesting dilemma on it should be an odd number, it's even. So I am going to now I'm just kind of rolling with it. These are just spontaneous bits I am adding in. And I have this color right here that I'm trying to think of a fun thing to do with. I did not want that much blue. It is possible. I'm going to start with this. I'm just going to softly put this in. I've got my almond. Oh, yep. I see some cleanup, a little bit of cleanup. I'm doing almond. And I believe one of these. I'm already at 45 minutes, so I'm way over. So I'm going to do one quick. This is all going to be almond. And there's some dots here. I am thinking of blending this out from burgundy to almond, but a very small ridge of it. So I haven't colored all the tooth in. And I am going to call this done for the moment. I've got a little more work to do. Like I said, I'm not a burgundy person. I will put the image that was the inspiration image, and here it is, up in one of the corners. And there you go, something I have never colored before, using pencils that I've technically never colored with before. How fun is that? All right, so do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will do this all again tomorrow.